Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Those that participated last Sunday in my past life readings event, thank you so much. Thank you for the viewers. Bree for hosting, you are a wonderful host. Thank you so much. Wow, so I'm going to talk about karma today. And I'm talking about it because for the last couple of weeks, I believe maybe since right before the Sagittarius full moon or pink moon, I've been releasing a lot of my karmic connections. And I mean, when I look back on it and I look at my life, this certainly is not the first time I've done it, but this is the first time that I've gone through it being aware of what's happening. And so that is what I want to share with you guys. One moment. Let me gather everything. For me, the whole process really began with Venus retrograde. That was the start of it all. So since then, since March, I believe it went retrograde in March, all I've been doing is healing and releasing and healing and releasing. Introspection, recognizing my patterns. I mean, meditating all the time. All the time. And so basically, all of what I've gone through leading up until now wasn't for nothing. The truest meaning of surrendering and letting go, that is what it's like to finish a karmic cycle, okay? And this isn't something that you can rush just because, you're aware of what you're going through, this transformation, clearing your karma, from this cycle. And you think you can just, pick a date and surrender and let go, and now you're, on your new path. That's what I tried to do. I tried to control it. I tried to control the timing of it. But you know what I've learned? Well, okay. What I've learned is this. It happens in divine order and in divine timing. And when the time is right, you're not even going to know it. It's just going to happen. Okay? It's going to happen. And so for me, what I've noticed about myself, some of my patterns that I have been healing and releasing, okay, are never fully being able to speak my truth, my entire truth. In relationships, whether it's friendships, romantic, parental, whatever, I've always gone with the flow, let people have their way just to keep the peace. I'm a people pleaser. Because I love so much and because I love so deeply, and if going with the flow meant, my partner or my friend or my mom or my brother, whoever is going to be happy, then I did it, and I just swept everything under the rug and moved on. And so every single thing in this cycle that I have swept under the rug completely came up. And I had to, revisit it, and I had to revisit these relationships and these friendships. And I've said it before in my channel, mending and healing these relationships, if possible, or even uprooting them. And so that is what's been taking place. And each and every time I did this, and I confronted my past, my shadow aspect, that's another thing, in order for you to heal, release, mend, walk through the portal and complete your karmic cycle, you must be balanced. You must balance your shadow and your light self. And so I've been focusing so much on the light, you know, because it's what brought me joy. It's the unconditional love that I had for others. I focused so much on that while suppressing my shadow self. And so that's another thing. I had to face my shadow self lovingly asserting myself, you know, in these discussions, these confrontations. Well, I don't even want to call it confrontation because that makes it sound like it was a disagreement. But, you know, when I was speaking my truth to my friends, to whomever, you know, as I was healing and mending these relationships, and so once you are balanced, once I was balanced, I was able to do this. And only when the timing is right was I able to speak my complete truth. Because I have tried to do this with certain people, speaking my truth, but not everything was coming out because I was forcing it to happen. This isn't something that you can control. This is something that happens in complete divine order and in complete divine timing. And that is what I've realized, you know, when the time was right, I completely just let everything out with these individuals, with my friends, partners, parents, whoever, spoke my complete truth, holding nothing back. Just nothing but the truth came out. And that is how I was able to release all of the patterns, the past, that just did not serve me, okay? And this is something important that I want to point out. When you are having these conversations, you know, when you're speaking your truth, it is so important to do it lovingly. Like I said before, lovingly assert yourself and do this. And only when the time is right will you do this. Otherwise, either it's not going to completely come out, your truth, or you would let your emotions take over you, and it would be a toxic exchange, and you might even create a new karma for yourself, you know? The point of this whole thing is cleansing your karma and releasing what was, okay? And so once I did that, I just dropped all of the heavy burden, you know? You know, before I used to worry so much, and this is why I didn't speak my complete truth, is because I used to worry, you know, am I going to hurt this individual if I told, you know, these people exactly how I felt? I worried more about others, and there's nothing wrong with worrying, you know, how you deliver your truth, because it does have to be carefully thought out and delivered lovingly. However, you cannot leave yourself out of it, you know? So yeah, it didn't matter. It did not matter when the time is right, what other people, I didn't think about what other people were going to think of, you know, my truth and how I feel about things. I just did it, you know, in a very loving way. And this is what helps you move forward, completely like cleared of your karma, of your past hurts, you know? And one of the biggest fears that I had was losing these relationships that were so important to me. But when the time was right, it didn't matter, because spiritually, we're all still connected. Spiritually, there's no true separation. It's just on this plane, on this material world, you may have to let go of certain people and certain relationships, certain patterns that no longer serve you, you know? So that became very clear, very, very clear, abundantly clear to me. And that's what gave me the green light to have these conversations, to let go, finally, let go of truly what isn't matching up to my reality now. Because when you are going through this process and you're walking through that portal and you are just dropping what was, you're going to a new dimension, okay? You're experiencing everything from a higher point of view. You're experiencing love, okay? Love on a higher dimension. And so what you thought was love before, well, it was love. It was just on a different vibrational level. It's just not going to match up to what you're experiencing now, okay? Your heart is going to be completely open. The truest sense of unconditional love comes to you from within you, not from anyone else. It becomes abundant within your being. And this is what allows you to share that love with everyone else. This is what allows you to open up to new experiences, new relationships on a much higher level. You are your truest self. You've dropped so many layers that stood between you and spirit, you and your higher self. You have now aligned yourself with your true purpose and with Source. You know, now that I look back on it, it wasn't easy for me because it was hard for me to let go of certain relationships and certain patterns. What can make it easier, now that I think about it, is doing it without judgment. Not judging yourself, not feeling bad for wanting to love yourself enough to do this. But no regrets. No regrets for me at all, whatsoever. Because everything that I've gone through, these lessons that I've learned, brought me to where I am. And I was able to approach these challenges with grace. Let's see if I have anything else. I think that's really everything. And so I hope, everyone, this makes sense to you and this helps you. And as you move forward from this point, after walking through that portal, that's the last thing I'll say. What was stays in the past completely. The relationships that you've chosen to let go of lovingly will stay in the past. Those that are able to be mended and healed will come forward in your now, in this higher dimension, but at a different vibrational level, okay? New understandings on these relationships. Relationships are also going to ascend, you know, as you ascend, because you'll change. And your the people that are in those relationships will also ascend and change. And so, yeah. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for your support, everyone. So much love to you. I'll see you on the next video.